Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I finally picked out a name for my little baby deformed crested gecko, and I thought I'd make you guys aware of it so you know whether or not your name was chosen. But I'm also going to be showing you another little cool baby crested gecko that hatched about a month ago here. But as this baby's been developing, I think it's going to be one of the coolest little babies I've hatched all season and probably all year. So I'm going to show you guys that in the end of the video, but first let's talk about this little baby deformed gecko. Now, I really appreciate anyone who suggested names on my last video. There's a ton of good names to choose from, and actually this was very hard to choose, but I think I found a good name that fits this little baby gecko perfectly. And the name I chose was Nemo, and the reason for it, there's a couple different reasons. One, it had quite a few thumbs up, and there's multiple people that suggested it. Two, Nemo, if you haven't seen the movie, which you probably have, because I mean, who hasn't seen Nemo? Nemo had a small little fin, and this little gecko has a kind of little leg. So that fits pretty good too. And on top of that, Nemo is a clownfish, and clownfish are generally white, black, and orange. And this gecko is from King and Autumn happens to be very orange and black, and King has the kind of more white and black. So this baby is most likely going to be somewhere between orange and have the white and black mixed in it with it too. So, you know, I figured it works out good color-wise, name-wise. So that's the name I chose for this little baby. Now, I've kind of touched upon this in a couple of videos I've made about these little baby deformed geckos, whether or not they make good pets or not. But I'm actually going to be making a separate video about this coming up here in the near future, because believe it or not, I don't think I've ever told the story of my first ever gecko like in my entire life. And actually one of the first geckos that I ever had was a deformed gecko. Not a crested gecko though, it was a leopard gecko. And I think that makes for a good story, and I think it makes for a good talking point, so I'll be making a video on that very soon. So be on the lookout for that. But the baby I wanted to show you is also from the same pairing that the deformed one is from, and that is Autumn and King. Now, there's a lot of different things that really decide whether or not a baby crested gecko is going to be a really nice adult crested gecko. And generally, when you have a gecko that's a baby and it has a ton of pattern as a baby, crested geckos tend to change quite a bit towards adulthood. They gain a lot more pattern and color, and if they have spots, they're going to gain a lot more spots too. But pattern-wise, geckos usually always develop more from baby to adulthood. They usually do not stay the same at all. So it would be unusual for this baby to stay just with this amount of pattern. And with this much pattern at a month old, I think that this little baby crested gecko is going to be one amazing adult. Now, Autumn doesn't really have pattern dripping down from her dorsal like King does, but King is very drippy. He has a ton of white spots. And, you know, I think King is a very good gecko in general, good structure-wise, good pattern-wise. He has a lot of good traits. And this little baby gecko is showing all of them. Now, he kind of has the color from the mom, which is more orange and black. But I'm hoping that he develops some of the white spots like King has. Because if this were to happen, this would be a very awesome gecko. And not that I'm saying that all my other baby geckos I hatched aren't cool, but I'm thinking that this one is going to be one of the best ones I've hatched this year. But I'll keep you guys updated on this specific little baby. But also, I'll be making some more videos talking about some of the babies that I've had hatched this year, because I'm getting down to the nitty gritty here as far as eggs that need to hatch yet. I believe I have somewhere between 5 and 6 eggs left. And I think my females are done laying for the year now after 5 or 6 clutches for their first year, which isn't that bad at all. So I'll be keeping you guys up to date on all the babies. I'll keep you up to date on Nemo. And I hope to see you guys in next week's video.